Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this Java session, we are going to see operators in Java. So there are different types of operators in Java. There can be arithmetic operators, concatenation operators, increment decrement operators. Then there are assignment operators, then relational operators, bitwise operators, logical operators, and ternary operators. And there are some useful operators which can be used to perform negation of a expression or inverting a boolean value. So all these operators I'm going to cover in different parts. So in part 1 we will going to see about arithmetic operators and concatenation operators. This operators in Java concepts looks very easy and basic in Java, but still most of the people fail to answer it correctly. When I ask some question from this operator concept in the interviews, then most of the people they give wrong answers. Okay, so I have observed this. Out of 10 people, 6 people give the wrong answers. So don't take this concept very easily, or don't underestimate this concept, because there are some few questions which are tricky questions which can be asked in the interviews, and you will definitely going to fail to answer it correctly. Sometimes people give the correct answer, but as I said, out of 10, 6 people give the wrong answer. So this type of question I'm going to cover, and you will see why people fail to answer it. Okay, so let's start with the part 1. So arithmetic operators. So arithmetic operators are used to perform arithmetic operations. Arithmetic operations. So it includes addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Right. So for this purpose, we have a plus sign, then negative for subtraction, then for multiplication, and for division we have this. Okay. So there is one note you need to remember while applying the arithmetic operators on to perform arithmetic operations. So this is the note, or you can say the rule you need to remember. If you apply arithmetic operators between two variables x and y, then result will be the max of integer comma type of x comma type of y. Okay, so we have these two variables x and y. There will be a different types, like that can be integer, float, double, long. Okay, that will be the type of x and y. So when you perform any arithmetic operations using these two variables, and you will get the result. So what will be the result? So result type will be maximum of integer comma. So integer comma whatever type of x and whatever type of y. Okay, so I will explain this with the example as well. Let's say I have integer x equal to 1 and integer y is equal to 2. So both of these variables are integer type, right? So what will be the result? So if I want to print the result as result equal to, let's say, x plus y. So this is my arithmetic operation, x plus y. I am performing the addition of two variables. So what will be the result type? So result type will be max of integer, right? Comma type of x. So what is the type of x? Is integer. Then again, what is the type of y? Again integer. So integer comma integer comma integer. So here result will be of integer type. Okay. So next, let's say I have two variables. One is, let's say, short, and next variable is, let's say, double. Short comma double. So result type will be max of integer comma type of x is short and type of y is double. So what is the max between these three variables? That is the double, right? Double is the data type which is max between this integer, short, and double. So result will be of type double. Okay, this is how you need to remember this point. Very important. When you performing any arithmetic operation between two variables, then the result type will be the max of integer comma type of x and type of y. Okay, so this rule you need to remember. So let's go and see few examples for this arithmetic operators, and you may face this type of question in the interviews as well. Okay, so watch till the end. Okay, so first example is I have two integer variables a and b, a equal to 2 and b equal to 3, and here I am going to print the values of all these three. So here I am printing a plus b, right? So if you run this, so this is very simple code. You will get the result 2, 3, and addition of these two is 5. Okay, very simple. Now let me just change it to character. So I am storing integer A, storing a character value 2, and integer B storing character value as 3. Now think for a minute and guess what will be the value of A plus B now. Okay, so let me run it and I will explain that as well. So you can see here we are getting 50, 51 and 101. So what is this value? So here we have integer variable A. So A is of integer type, but value I am storing in that variable is of character, a single character. Okay, so 2 is the character. So while storing any character in integer variable, that ASCII value for that character will be stored. So ASCII value, like what is meant by ASCII? I hope you know American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, so ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So when we are storing any character in a variable, then ASCII value for that character will be stored. So what is the ASCII value of 2? You can find it, you can Google it also. So ASCII value of 2 is 50. So we have got the result as well. From this you can see that we are printing the value of A. So instead of printing 2 as a character, it is printing the ASCII value of A. So here we are getting the 50, right? So ASCII value for character 2 is 50. Then ASCII value for character 3 is 51, like that. So it is storing ASCII values. Okay, and then we are performing the addition. So addition of this ASCII values 50 and 51 is 101. So that's why we got here 101. Right. So in previous example we have just stored the integer values. So now I just change it to character and we have got the different result. So this type of question I ask in the interviews, and people sometimes in a hurry they give the wrong answers. Okay, sometimes they say this will give some compilation error, how you can store the character in integer, or how can you perform the addition of two character, like that. Okay, so you need to understand this concept with the help of these examples. So let's see some more examples. Now next example is here I am keeping the values as it is, only I am defining one more variable, character result equal to A plus B. So you need to think that whether I will get the result or whether I will get any compilation error here. Okay, so I have commented it out so that you can think. So here what I am doing is I have defined a character variable result and I am performing addition of these two variables. Okay, so just we have seen the result of any arithmetic operation when you apply to two variables x and y, then the result type will be max of integer comma type of a comma type of x comma type of y, right? So what will be the result here? So let's find out here. Max of integer comma type of a is let's say, so type of a is integer comma again integer. Okay, so here result will be of integer type. So what is the maximum between all three is integer, right? But we are storing integer value in character type of variable, right? So it will give some compilation error here. So you cannot store integer type of value in a character. That's why your code will not compile. So it will give some error. So you can see here it is giving some error. Type mismatch, cannot convert from integer to character. Means whatever a plus b is the integer type of value and you are going to store in the character, that's why you will face the error. Okay, so this is the next example. So next let's convert this integer to character, this also. So I have two characters now, a and b, with values 2 and 3. Okay, so now I am going to perform addition of these two characters. Okay, so still we are getting the error because you cannot convert from integer to character. So you can see how we got here. So this will be the integer, max of integer comma type of a is character and type of b is also character. So what is the maximum between these two, integer character and character, is integer. Okay, so let me add that, let me give that. So you need to remember this graph. Okay, so let me explain this. This is the byte type of data, then short, integer, long, float and double. Okay, so double is the maximum of all these data types. So what does this mean? If you want to store a byte value that you can easily store using the short, you can store it using the integer, long, float or double. But if you want to store a double value, you can store that value using this byte. Means you can store a small data type value in a big data type value. But if you want to store a big data type value, you cannot store it in a small data type value. That means if you want to store a character value in integer, right? So character value is small and integer is big. So you can it is possible you can store. But if you want to store integer value in a character, then that is not possible. It will give some error. That's why we face the error here. You cannot convert integer value into character. That means you cannot save a integer type of value in a character. Okay. Similarly, you cannot store a long type of value in an integer. You cannot store float type of value in an integer like that. So if you want to store a small type of value, you can store it using the bigger data type. Okay, this is how. So double, if you want to store a double, you need to use the double only. You cannot store it using other data types. But if you want to store integer, then you can happily store it using the long, float or double. That is possible. Like that. So please remember this. It will help you in the interviews also. So this is what the type conversion. Okay. So you can convert integer type of value into long, float or double, but you cannot convert integer to the character. Okay, to the left side. Right side conversion is possible, but you cannot convert to the left side data type. So you cannot convert integer into short or byte. You cannot convert integer into character. Okay, similarly, you cannot convert float into long or integer or any of these three. You can only store the float value using the double. Okay, so this is our example. So what we are doing is we have two characters and result we are doing is a plus b. So what max we get? Integer, character, comma character. So what is the maximum of these three? Is integer, right? So you cannot store integer into a character according to this graph, right? And that's why we got the error here, and here also you will get the error while printing the result. So this is also another question in the interview you may face. So next let's convert it to integer. Okay, and let's print it. So as I am storing this value into integer, okay, I will not get any error. So if I run this, 101, right? We got the 101 because maximum of this integer comma character is integer, and I am storing into the integer value. So that's why we got the result. So next example, what I am doing here, I defined two byte variables a and b, and I am storing integer value into that. So using byte variable, I can store values from minus 128 to plus 127. This is the range of byte. So I am storing 2 and 3. Okay, and here I am performing addition of these two variables, byte a and byte b. So here I am going to print the result. So let's run this. So now we can see we got 2, 3, a plus b is 5, and here also we are doing the same thing. So here what we got, integer, comma, what is the type of a is byte and type of b is also byte. So what will be the result type? Will be integer, right? So maximum between byte and integer is integer. That's why we got the integer value. That's why you don't face any error. But the moment I change this result type to byte, okay, so you can see here it is giving the error. Type mismatch, cannot convert from integer to byte. Okay, so if you place the values again, integer byte, we got the integer, but we are storing integer value into a byte type, which is not possible. Okay, so this is not allowed in Java, that you are storing an integer value into a byte or short or character. It will give you error. So this example is very important for an interview point of view. They will give you two byte variable, they are performing the addition and they are storing into the byte. So what people do is they go into a hurry and they only see the, okay, 2 plus 3 is 5 and we got the 5 as. Okay, so that's why interview will come to know that you don't know the concept of this maximum between integer comma type of a and type of b. So if you know this formula, then you won't face any issue in the interview. So please remember this. When you are performing any arithmetic operation between two variables, then type of result will be calculated like this, maximum between integer. Okay, this is fixed integer comma, and then you need to write the type of a and type of b. And remember this graph from which you will come to know which is maximum and which is minimum. Okay, so here the largest is the double, then float, long, integer, and then byte, short byte, and then character. So for this example, if you give the answer as okay, you will get the error because you are storing integer into the byte, which is not allowed. Then next question, they may ask that how to overcome that error. Okay, if I want to get the result, okay, anyhow I want to print the result without any error. So how can I do that? So you need to tell that you need to use the typecasting here. So we will force to store this value as a byte, not as an integer. So here what we are doing, here we will force this expression to store a byte type of value only. So here you need to write the byte. So here I am doing a typecasting. Whatever the result of this expression, store it as a byte type of value into a byte variable. And that's why we are not facing any error here. Okay, we got the result. So remember this point also. They may ask this, how can you overcome to this error? Then you need to do the typecasting, right? So there are some other example you can do here. I can convert this byte into double. Okay, double a equal to 2. Then I kept this byte as b equal to 3. And using typecasting, if you print these values, what value we will get? So as we have done the typecasting, we got the 5, not 5.0, because we have done a typecasting here. So here we will get double, type of a is double. So maximum between these two is this 3 is double, right? Integer comma double comma byte. So which is the max? Double is the max, right? So you need to store double value in a double type of variable. Okay, so just because of this typecasting, we won't face any error. So the moment I remove this typecasting, it will give the error. Cannot convert from double to byte. So you need to store this result in a double type of variable only. You cannot use any other. Okay, this is the another example. So if I save it and run this, you will see we will get some double type of value, means floating value 5.0, right? We won't get any integer value, we got 5.0 double type of value. And if I convert this into character again, then think what value we will get. So if I run this, okay, so as I already said, if you are storing any character into a double or integer, then a ASCII value will be stored. So ASCII value for 2 is 50.0, means it is a double, means it will be 50.0. Then byte b equal to 3 character, okay, third character means 51, and then result will be a plus b. So 50.0 plus 51 will be 101.0. Okay, so as this result is of double type, we got the double type of value. So these are some variation between this arithmetic addition operation only. And I have observed people give the wrong answer in this. Okay, so please remember. So other arithmetic operation you can perform here. You can do the a minus b, right? You can perform a minus b or a into b, right? So these are all different arithmetic operators for performing arithmetic operations. You can divide a by b. So per run this, we'll get this result. 50.0 divided by 51, we will get something like this. So for this division, let me show you some examples which are very important as an interview point of view. So what I'm doing is I have, let's say, integer result, and I am doing, let's say, 0 divided by 0. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay, so what value you will get if I run this? Okay, so we will get the exception in thread main java.lang.arithmetic exception divided by 0. So this is the exception you will face. So if in interview someone asks you what value you will get when I write 0 divided by 0, then that is the arithmetic exception, because I am storing this result in integer type of value. Okay, that's why we got the arithmetic exception divided by 0. Okay, so here what I got is Okay, so for this example, I will get the arithmetic exception divided by 0. So what if I convert this integer value to float? So I am storing this result into the float. Again, if I run this, again I got the same exception, arithmetic exception divided by 0. And let me convert this into double. Here also we should get the same arithmetic exception divided by 0. Okay, so why we got it? Because 0 is of integer type, then this 0 is also integer type, so result will be of integer type. Okay, so you can store integer value into a double type of value, we won't face any issue right here. So you can store left side values into a right side type of data. Okay, so you can store integer into a double. Okay, so here if I convert this, let's say I am dividing 0.0 and divided by integer 0. So this is the double value divided by integer value, so result will be of double type, right? That is the floating point. So if I run this, let's see what type of exception we will get. So we can see here we got the NaN, not a number. NaN means not a number. So this NaN stands for not a number. Okay, so you need to remember in floating point of arithmetics, there is a way to represent a undefined type of value. So this 0.0 divided by 0 is undefined. But in floating point arithmetics, we have a constant, this NaN, not a number. This constant we can use to represent a undefined type of value. Okay, so that's why we got NaN, because this is the floating point value. And if I convert this into just an integer, then we will get the integer arithmetic exception. Because in integral arithmetic, there is no way to represent a undefined value. And that's why we got the arithmetic exception. But in case of floating point or double, there is a way we can represent a undefined value by using this NaN constant, not a number. These are very important 2 points as the interview point of view. Okay, for double, float and integral arithmetics. Okay, so if you see something divided by 0, most of the people directly say that we will get the arithmetic exception without thinking much. But you need to remember, if you are dividing by 0, a double value by 0, then that is a double value or float value. In that case, we can represent that undefined type of result by using this not a number constant. And if I change this, if I just revert this 0 divided by 0.0, and if I run this, okay, still we got the NaN. And if I make this 10 divided by 0.0, let's run this. Here we got the infinity. Means any number, any integer value, if you are dividing by 0, then the result will be an infinity. Okay, so that we can represent using this infinity constant. Okay, and if I just convert this, the float value into again integer, let me save it and let me run it again. So you can see we got the arithmetic exception again, because result is integer, and because in integral arithmetics there is no way to represent a undefined value, okay, such as infinity. That's why we got the arithmetic exception. So next operator is concatenation operator, that is the plus sign. Okay, so people may get confused between the addition and this concatenation. So when we see the example, you will understand this concept. So concatenation, this operator is used to create a single string out of multiple string. So let's say I have two string. Let's say I have this test, then I have another string as ing. So if I want to make this as a one string testing like this, then in this case I will use this concatenation operator plus sign between these two string. Okay, so it is applicable to string. So if you try to perform any concatenation operator between the integer values, that will be the addition. Okay, so integer plus integer, if you are doing like this, integer plus integer, any integer or double, long, anything, so that will be a addition, right? But if you are using this concatenation operator between string then another string, then that is what the concat. So it will concat the two string. Okay, so this will concat the two string. So let's go and see few examples related to this. So let's say I have three strings s1, s2 and s3. So s1 is operators, s2 is in, and s3 is Java. So if I want to make a single string out of these three strings as operators in Java, like this, if you want to do like this, then you need to use the concatenation operator between these three strings. So how will you perform that? We'll directly print that value. So s1 concat with s2 concat with s3, and if we run this, so you can see here we got the operators in Java. So let me show you some variation in this example. Let's say if I convert this into 10. Okay, so you can store the 10 value as a string. So we got operators in 10. Okay, let's say another character value I am defining, character C equal to, my character is capital Z. Okay, and if I try to concat the character with the string, what will happen? I need to concat this character C with the string, and if I save it, let's see the result. There is no issue, you will get the concat. So it will concat whatever character value to the string. So it will concat the values, because string is nothing but a array of characters, right? So it will concat all these values. So let me show you few more examples on this. I'm going to perform, let's say 10 plus 20 plus, I have this string a b c d plus 23 plus I have another string xyz. So can you guess what will be the result here? So in Java, when we are performing any multiple operators are there in the expression, then the order how the expression will be solved is from left to right. Okay, from left to right. Okay, so first operator toward the leftmost side will be calculated first, means addition of these two will be calculated first. So 10 plus 20, what will be the result? 30 plus then abcd. So abcd is the string value, and we are concat that with the 30. Okay, so what value we will get? 30 abcd, right? Then 30 abcd, then plus 23. So 23 is the integer value, but as this is the string value, so this will become string, right? So it will concat the next value. So here we will get the 23 and then the next string. Okay, so this will concat with the result. So 23 x y z. So this type of result we should get. So if I run this, so you can see here 30 abcd 23 xyz. So let's me give you another example. Let's say I have, let's say one character I have a plus, so I have another character b plus 20 plus 30, okay, plus 10 plus I have this string, let's say testing. Okay, so can you guess the answer now? Okay, so as I said, so how this expression will be solved, it will start from the left side and towards right side. So first left side we have these two values a plus b, so these are two characters. So here in previous example we have seen when we have two characters, the ASCII value will be stored. So ASCII value for a, what is the ASCII value of a? So ASCII value of small a is 97 and plus ASCII value of b is 98, right? And let me add capital A also. Okay, So this will be a very important example for the interview. So capital A. So what is the ASCII value of capital A? Again, it is 65. You can Google it. Then plus 20 plus 30 plus 10. But before that, we need to perform this addition. So first, this 2 will be calculated. So 97 plus 98. What is the value? 195, right? Plus 65. Okay. So what is the result of this? 260. 260 plus 20. That is 280. 280 plus 30. 310. Right? Then 310 plus 10. 320. Okay. Now we got the string. So this is the integer and then the string. So here concatenation will be performed. So between this 320 and then testing, it will concat these two values. So 320 testing. So this should be our result. So if I run this, so you can see here we got the 320 testing. So you need to remember this. If someone asks you in the interview, don't go into a hurry to answer this question. So first you need to focus on the value type. So this is the character. The next one is also a character. Then if it is a character, then ASCII value will become into picture. Okay, so for that purpose you need to remember ASCII values as well. So capital A will start from 90, capital A will start from the 65, okay, and small is will start from the 97. Okay, so difference between these two is 32. We have 32 alphabets. Okay, so you need to remember ASCII values for the characters as well for interview point of view, and then this will perform the addition. So whatever value ASCII value you are getting, that is the integer, then it will perform all the integers, and at the end it will concat that value with this string type of value. So in my latest interview, I have asked this same question. So out of 10, only 2 people give me the right answer for this question. That's why I'm saying this operators in Java is very important concept for the interviews point of view. It looks easy and very basic, but people do the mistakes in the interviews and give the wrong answers. Okay, so just remember here, it will start solving the expressions from left to right. It will not go, it will start the addition between these and then perform this. Okay, it will start from left again to right. So it will start from the left and it will go to the right. Okay, in this direction. So let me give you another last example in this. Let's say I am performing, let's say 10 plus character A plus bracket 20 plus 30, 20 plus 30 plus bracket I have test, then another string as ing. Okay, so can you guess what answer we will get for this example? Okay, so I have introduced brackets as well in this expression. So what will be the result? So as always, it will start from left to right. Though it is brackets are present in the expression, it will start from left to right. So first we need to perform addition of these two. So first we will get 10 plus ASCII value of capital A we have just seen 65. Okay, that will be 75. Now we got the 75. 75 plus first this bracket expression will be solved. It will not add this 20 into this 75 directly. It will first calculate the result of this bracket. So result of the bracket is 20 plus 30 is 50 plus again same, it will solve the bracket first. Okay, so in bracket we are doing concatenation of test and ing. So here we will get testing. Okay, it will concat this two string testing. So at the end what should be the result? Again it will start from left to right. So here what we will get 75 plus 50. So result is 125 plus testing, means it will concat the string. So we should get 125 testing in the result. So we can see here we got the right answer. So these are few important interview questions related to this arithmetic operators and concatenation operators. Okay, so we have covered these two operators in the part 1, and in next part we will see increment decrement operators and assignment operators. So that's all for this part 1. If you have any question or if you don't understand anything from this concept, you can add in the comment, or you can send me an email on ageautomation09@gmail.com. Okay, so thank you guys for your time. I will see you in the next part. Thank you.